Today I'm going to be making something really yummy, and these are my chocolate cookie cups. So let's get on with the ingredients. 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 cup of salted butter, 1 egg, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. For our first step, into my bowl, I'm going to get all of my room temperature butter. So you do not want to use cold butter, you want to have it at room temperature so it's rather soft. I'm going to take my mixer and I'm just going to blend this for about 30 seconds or so. I really want to get this really nice. I just want to break this up so that it gets soft. Once you have creamed your butter so it looks like this, it's all nice and soft, I'm going to add in our sugar, and now I want to really cream this really well. And this is really important. We really want to get this really well combined and creamed. So speed up your mixer and just keep mixing this until it comes into a really nice soft texture. Okay, so that's about 1 minute of mixing. And now what I'm going to do, we'll add in our egg. And what this is going to do is just bring this mixture right together. Watch this. It's going to really get this really creamed up. And again, I want to mix this for a good minute or so. You can already see how this is changing. That's exactly what we want. Really nice and creamy. And that's very important that we do this before we start adding in our other ingredients. Okay, that's good. Then I'll add in the vanilla. I'm going to slow my mixer down and get that in. And you can see how creamy this is now. Really nice texture. And now we are ready to sift in our dry ingredients. So I'll grab a sieve and I'm going to get my cocoa powder in there. And then the all-purpose flour and our little bit of baking soda. And then I'm just going to gently sift that in. And you can see why you want to sift. You see all those little bitties that are in there? Those would be in your batter if you didn't sift. So I'm going to grab a spoon. And now with the back of the spoon, I'm just going to push this through. Now if you were doing this with flour and you had little pieces left over, you can just take your hand and rub it in there. But since that's cocoa powder, your hands will get dirty. So just use the spoon and there we go, perfect. So as you can see, this is a super simple recipe, very quick to do. I'm going to grab my mixer for the last time and we're just going to slowly incorporate all the ingredients. So speed number 1. So we don't want to have a huge dust cloud blowing around here. And just slowly start mixing all of this together. So I've been mixing about 30 seconds or so, and all of a sudden it just starts coming together. So we want to make sure everything is well combined. You can turn your bowl as you're mixing. It's always a good thing to do. Just turn your bowl, and as you're turning your bowl, you want to take your mixer and just go up and down on the side of the bowl. And that will bring all of the stuff that's on the side of your bowl, it'll bring it down towards the bottom. So up and down, up and down. And that's good, like that. And just clean off my mixer. Perfect. So at this point, I'm going to get a spatula and I just want to move all of this down to the bottom. Now if you were making cookies with this recipe, you would want to put this into a disc and then cover it with plastic wrap and put that in your fridge for about a half an hour just to let it rest, cool down a little bit, and then you could roll it out and make cookies. And this makes really, really good cookies. But today we're going to be making little chocolate cups. So I'm going to leave the recipe like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap, and I'm just going to let this sit in my fridge for about a half an hour, and then we're going to come back and we're just going to start scooping this out, and I'll show you what we're going to do next when I get back. So into the fridge. So this is about a half an hour later. I didn't want to let this go too long because you don't want the batter to be really, really stiff. It's going to be hard to scoop it out. I have a 1 tablespoon measure here. This is 15 milliliters. I'll just show you what the batter looks like right now, or the dough. You can see that it's not too firm. The firmer it is, the harder it's going to be to scoop. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to grab a little bit and I'm going to push it against the side of the bowl. Like that, so I get a good sized little scoop. And then, let me just make sure we're on camera here. And then I'll just take it and I'm just going to push it right into the middle here. Now you could just eyeball this, but I want to make sure that they're all about the same. That's good. I'll do another one. Push that one in as well. That's good. What I have here is a little wooden tool, and this enables me to push the dough into our little muffin tin. And this here is used more for little mini tarts, but I'm going to use it today for these. I have some all-purpose flour here. I'm just going to flour this up a little bit, and then I can just take this and give it a little bit of a push, and this is just going to push it right down just like that. So I'll dip it back in my flour. This is just all-purpose flour. Just knock it off so there's not too much on there, and then just get the dough down in the middle, and then a simple press. Now after we bake these are going to puff up, and we're going to have to do this again, but that's okay. You can see how easily this works. Now, I know you're wondering, you're saying, I don't have this little tool. Well, I always try to think of something else that somebody can use. Here we have a little pasta cutter, and on the end there is a nice little balled end made out of wood. So I could take that as well and just give that a little bit of a push, and you can see that would work out nicely as well. And if you don't have something like that, here's a little coffee scoop. So I could just get that floured a little bit. So here's the coffee scoop, and then I could take that and also push that in. So there are many, many things that you can find in your own kitchen that'll work just as well. So I'll load this up again and just scoop out a little bit more. So what I think I'll do is I'm going to fill all of these up, and then I'm going to come back and I'll zoom in, and I'm just going to show you that little tool a little closer up, because I know I'm pretty far away. You can't really see what's going on, and I want you to be able to see what's happening here. So I'm going to finish all of these up and I'll be back in 1 second. So at this point, all of them are filled up. I'm going to grab my little bit of all-purpose flour. So I've just coated this little thing, and then I'll just take it, and you can see how well this works. So I just push this in and just give it a nice little push. And you can just adjust it how you need. Just move it around. If you see one side's a little higher, you can apply a little bit more pressure. And that looks good, like that. Dip it again in my flour. I'll do one a little closer here. Where are we here? And just give it a push. And of course also you could use the back of a spoon to do this. It takes a little bit longer, but you can do it. There. I'll do one more. Do this one here. So again, right in the middle, a little bit of pressure, As you push, you can see the sides coming up. And if you see that it's a little bit high on the sides, you can just tap it down like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish all of these off using this little stomper, and then I'm going to pop this into my oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to bake these for about 7 minutes. Once I do, I will come back and we will unmold them. So these just came out of the oven about 30 seconds ago. 7 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You can see that they have all puffed up, but have no fear, we're going to take our little tool again. We're just going to go in the middle of each one, and you have to do this while they are still hot. And you just want to give a little bit of a push, just like that. So get right in there and push. Now you can't wait too long because otherwise these will cool down and this is not going to work very well. And these are extremely hot right now. So just give it a little push. Just like that. And keep going till they're all done. And I guess what I should do is I'll just zoom in quickly while I do a couple over here. So I've just zoomed in. I can already tell that these are starting to cool down. So you want to do this very quickly. So you see how you just push and you get this nice little cup happening here. Let me turn it around so you can see that one. And if you don't do this before it goes into the oven, you will have a much harder time. So you do want to depress them before they go into the oven as well. And then our last one. Just give it a little push. And then this one here I can actually just lift right out. And we'll put that on our thing. Just like that. Do not let these sit in the tin too long, otherwise they will stick. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure that I've got them all done. Just give it a little twist. Whew, hot. And pull those out. Aren't those cute? So I'm going to continue taking all of these out and I'll be back in a second. So I've just zoomed in a little bit so you can see these a lot closer up. They smell really good. I can't tell a lie, I just ate one of these. It was really good. Hopefully you can see the little cavity. So these now are ready for your favorite filling. So at this point, I could end the video here. However, I'm going to fill these with something really, really yummy. A little later on, I'm going to let these cool, and then I'll just come back and we'll finish off the video. Now if you want to turn these into cookies, you can just simply chill the batter, roll it out, cut your cookies, and then bake them, and they're really, really good just like that. Super, super yummy. So I'll let these cool, and then we'll come back. And to finish off my video, I have some really nice Nutella cheesecake frosting in here. If you want to see how this is made, underneath the video in the description box there's a link to this frosting that I made. I'll just take one of these and we'll just put a little bit of this in there, and you can see how nice this pipes. Look at that. I'll do another one. And this is just a nice little finishing touch to these cookie cups. And there we have it. Let me just zoom in to show you what those look like a little closer up. Now that we've zoomed in, we can really see what we've made. So we have our really easy chocolate cookie cup and our Nutella cheesecake frosting. Really, really simple as well. I'll include a video link for this frosting underneath the video. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you wish. I really do appreciate that. That's it, and I'll see you next time. Whoa, so cute.